Hello. Welcome back to the Arsenal Transfer Show. Welcome back to another live stream, another show, another video on the channel. Big ups to everybody that is tuned in nice and early. Big ups to everybody that is watching on the replay. If you are watching, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to hit that bell notification so you're notified every time we go live, every time we post, all of that good stuff. Welcome to the transfer show. It's Arsenal transfer show. It's an overall transfer show. Big up Abdi in the building as well. Big up my broski. Big up, man. Love. Yeah, listen, big up to everybody that is tuned in, man. We are going to be speaking today about links to Arsenal. Onana, Sesko, Hato, I think it's Tsyhankov. I think it is. Is how you say his name, I believe. Tsyhankov. I believe that's how you say his name. We are going to be talking about the links to Arsenal. We're going to be talking about Alveres linked. Well, he's basically wanting to leave Manchester City to go on to pastures new. So we're going to be speaking about that. Obviously, breaking news, I believe, has just broken that Chelsea are the club that are interested in him, which is interesting. So we'll have a quick word about that. And if any other club. Yeah, Abdi, we're in the same boat, man. I'm taking Alvarez, no hesitation, bro. But listen, we're gonna speak about it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into all that good stuff. And we are gonna speak about VAR is here to stay. VAR is here to stay, and we are gonna be talking about the PSR, the profit and sustainability rules, and them forcing clubs to sell all of their goods, to sell their best players. Do you know what I mean? So we are going to be speaking about all of that good stuff in this video. So make sure to stick around. Make sure to drop a like and a comment. Make sure to speak up in the chat. Big up to Donna Cullen. Big up to Barani as well in the chat as well. Big up to you guys. Make sure you're liking the video. And I guess we need to start with the Arsenal part, obviously, because this is the Arsenal transfer show. So we need to speak about it. And I think the best place to start is Onana. Now, Amadou Onana from Everton is a player that we were linked to in the summer transfer window. You know, everybody was talking about, oh my God, he might come in. We're going to go for Amadou Onana. We're going to get him. Listen, I think physically, like he's got the physicality there. Ticks that box, 100%. He ticks the physicality box. Amadou Onana, brilliant. Yeah? Now, when it comes to Amadou Onana for me, big up Slims, by the way. When it comes to Onana for me, I don't know if going forward, he's that guy. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if going forward, he's got that same, you know, he's got the pass within the final third. I don't know if he can shoot from outside the box. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if he's got that attacking prowess that you were looking for in that six. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know whether he's got that. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing for me. I have to look at what he's going to bring in now. He is going to probably play in the six. I think the only thing I would say about him, between him and Yusuf Fofana, the difference between them is that obviously, listen, Yusuf Fofana can shoot. Yusuf Fofana can pass within the final third. We've seen it. If you actually watched him play, you see it. You can see that he has these passes and everything. But the only thing that Onana has over him, realistically, is that he's played in the Premier League. He has that Premier League experience. He is tried and tested in the Premier League. Now, Amadou Onana, for me, he also has a height. I believe this guy is like 6'3", if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going to double check that. Onana height. Just get this. So he's 6'4". So he's 6'4", which is a very good height for a DM, man. I mean, I'm liking that already. 6'4". Do you know what I mean? He's not small. He's not short. Do you know what I mean? So we're liking that already, man. Amadou Onana, for me, I would go for him. I would go for him, but I'd also be trying my luck with Yusuf Fofana, just because I think Yusuf Fofana is my preferred choice, but Onana, I wouldn't mind him coming in as well, to be honest. Like, if we couldn't get Yusuf Fofana for some weird reason, then I wouldn't mind Amadou Onana coming in. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, the actual tweet from Fabrizio Romano says that Arsenal have inquired over the availability of Amadou Onana to Everton. We already spoke to him in the summer, in the January transfer window, so we already. Tash, what is going on, man? Wait. Why are you trying to pull up? Does he even start for Belgium, bro? If he starts for you, if he moves to Liverpool right now, he starts straight away. Onana. Amadou Onana starts straight away, bro. For Liverpool. It's not even a question. But yeah, it says that we have inquired over the availability of Amadou Onana. We already know that he is he's available. Do you know what I mean? We already know he's available. Concrete talks between the clubs haven't taken place yet, but he is one of their targets. Now, this doesn't surprise me, given that it's given that he's, you know, the guy that's gonna come in and sorry, moment a second, something just came up on the thing. Yeah, this doesn't surprise me, to be honest. It doesn't surprise me that they're coming out and saying that, oh yeah, he's this and he's that, he's linked to the club. They asked for his availability. I could have sworn we'd done all of this. And done everything we needed to do in a January transfer window. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think Onana right now is possibly a player that can come in and learn. He can come in and, you know, get used to playing for a top club, but I don't think he's like a level raiser from what we have now. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's like a player that's going to come in straight away. He's going to start and be consistently starting. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be an interesting one. Now, the price, that's the question now, because they were saying like 40-50 million in the January transfer window. Now, they need to sell. They have to sell. So we're going to be speaking about that later. Can we get him for like 30 million? Can we try and get him for around the same price as what Yusuf Fofana is going for? Do you know what I mean? That's the question right there. That's what we need to ask. Can we get him for that kind of price? We need to try and get excuse me. We need to try and get bargains done now. Like, we can't sit here and just trying to spend money, acting like we can just go out and spend whatever we want on any player. We have to be strategic about this. We have to be clever. We have to be smart, because yes, we've got like the war chest, as they like to call it, of 250 million. Plus, with additional sales going out of the club, we might have more than that. We may have more than 250 million to spend with players going out. But we must be clever with the money. We must bring in as many players as we can to as high a level as we can. Do you know what I mean? Because we're no longer in that process of trying to get to the top or trying to get to competing anymore. We are now in the process of competing now. Do you know what I mean? So we are at the final hurdle, yeah, the final stretch, where we are literally trying to win the Premier League now. You know what I mean? Trying to win the Premier League. So yeah, it's going to be interesting who we do go for. Amadou Onana, for me, I think he's a good player. I definitely think he's a good player. But like a lot of you lot are saying in the comments, I think he's somebody that's good off of the bench. Do you know what I mean? A bench option. Somebody who can help us. If we can get him for like a 30 mil, I wouldn't mind for him to be a bench option. For him to be somebody who comes off the bench, yeah, gives us stability in games. When you need to bring him on, and then eventually, because I believe he is still young. Let me just double check this guy's age, firstly. Actually, let me just double check his age, because I'm pretty sure he's young. I'm pretty sure he's young, man. Let me just double check. Amadou Onana. Everton. He's 22 years old, guys. He's 22 years old. Do you know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure that he's got so much time to learn. He's got so much time to, become the player that he's meant to be. Do you know what I mean? So we just need to get him in now, yeah, and get him close to the team when we're about to win stuff. Because as soon as we start winning, you need these players to feel what it feels like from jump, man, from early. So as soon as we do start winning, we want these players to be with us if they're going to be long-term players. They're going to be players that are going to be with us for the long term. Do you know what I mean? So definitely for me, I'm looking at it like that. I'm listen. If we're going in for Onana, I don't mind him as a bench option. Yeah, that's not the starting level. That's not the level that we have to be at if we're starting, because the striker market, you can make an exception for it. There's not much options. Like it stinks right now with all the prices. Like some of the good strikers are all like on like gold dust, bro. Like, you know what I mean? They're worth so much money. But midfielders, there's loads of midfielders, bro. There is loads of midfielders to go for. That is not a problem. That is not an issue. Yeah. The issue is not look at all these good midfielders. Look at this, look at that, look at that. Like there's so many. Do you know what I mean? So that's not an issue. But anyway, Fofana looks like a good deal. Hopefully we can get it across the line, getting brought in to help with the overall squad. Moving on to Sesko. As we know, he's been linked to three different clubs. Now, I believe the tweet was, let me just get it for you guys. Let me just get this for you. So I believe the tweet from Fabrizio Romano here is saying Arsenal, Manchester United, and Chelsea have presented their projects to Benjamin Sesko. RB Leipzig have offered him a new improved contract as well. It's in Sesko's hands now. It's time to decide. Now, from what I'm hearing from the ITKs, from Twitter, from journalists, all of this good stuff, from what I'm hearing, he's going to make his decision next week. Next week is when he's going to make his decision who he wants to go for. Excuse me. Whether he wants to stay at RB Leipzig, because that's also an option. He could stay at RB Leipzig. Do you know what I mean? Or he wants to go to these other clubs, i.e. Chelsea, Manchester United, or the Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see what decision he makes. It's going to be interesting to see what club he goes for. I could imagine our project is probably the most valuable for him. It looks like the better project because we are so far into it and we are like literally near the finish line where we are about to win something. So I think we obviously have the upper hand on that regards. But what Chelsea have and what Man United have is the ability to throw money at it. They can. I know we've got the better project, yeah, and I know that we have the better players. I know that we have the better project. I know that we are closer to the finish line. We are close to getting the win. We are close to winning titles and trophies and all of that good stuff. But the only problem there is they can throw money at it, and I had a feeling that Chelsea were going to throw the money at it. I genuinely had a feeling that Chelsea were going to throw the money at it. They were going to say, listen, we're going to offer you this, that. We're going to offer you X, and then hopefully we can get to Y, and then bang. Do you know what I mean? And then you're gonna get all of these lucrative deals where it's all, we're going to get to this and we're going to get to that, and Maresca's doing this and Maresca's going to do that, and they just offer him all of these mad contracts. This is what I feel they're gonna do, man. So I really feel like this Sesko deal could be in danger because we don't like to get into bidding wars, and we've shown that. Like if there's like a full-on bidding war with like multiple different clubs, Arsenal most of the time will just step back. They'll be like, okay, it's all good. You man, do what you're gonna do. We're gonna go on to the next target, and we'll catch up with you lot later. If you lot leave him or don't get him, and then we can get him for cheaper, then it's fine. Do you know what I mean? But once there's bidding wars, and not necessarily bidding wars because he's got a release clause, but I'm talking about bidding wars in regards to like wages and stuff and offering crazy wages. Most of the time, you'll see Edu and Richard Garlick and all of these, man, they'll go into these like discussions with the clubs, and they've already got like a fee that they want to pay for him, which in this case it's going to be the release clause, and then they have the weekly wage that they want to give him or the salary that they want to give him, and they might budge. Like for instance, if let's say for instance they're going to give Sesko 80 grand to 90 grand a week, yeah, they might budge to like 100k a week, or they might budge to 120k a week, 110k a week, or something like that, yeah. But what Chelsea and what Man United could do is they could be like, okay, listen, we're going to give you 150k, 160, 170 a week. We're going to bring you in. You're going to be our main striker, this and this and that, la-di-da-di-da, and then bang. Do you know what I mean? All of a sudden, he's seeing dollar signs and pound signs, and he's going crazy. He's like, oh, my God, look at all this money, bro. Do you know what I mean? So what it is for me is we have to be smart. Like I said before, we have to be smart right now. And let's not focus on one guy like Sesko. Oh, my God, we need to get Sesko. Because if we go and get him, yeah, if we go, he's on 30k a week, which listen, I think they're not even gonna go for that. I think they might offer him like 70k or 60k. You know what I mean? 75k, something like that. That's what I think they'll offer him to start off. And if he bangs, then they'll give him a new deal. That's how it works with them anyway. They give you the good deal. They give you a start off deal, and then once you show them that you're good, then they reward you with a new deal, and then they reward you with a better thing. So it's going to be interesting. But for me, Sesko, I don't think we need to worry about, oh my God, let's get our first choice. Let's get this. Let's get the one player that we need to get. Do you know what I mean? Because same way, I think this has like Mudryk written all over it. I think this might have Mudryk written all over it. Do you know what I'm saying? I really think it might. And if we don't get this guy, I'm not even gonna. This Abdi guy, bro, is lethal, bro. Why are you trying to send Shax to start celebrating the knee sliding outside his yard, bro? What's going on? Even for me, I don't think it's even a mad thing if we don't sign Sesko. If we don't sign Sesko, I'm not gonna be panicking. I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not going to be going crazy. And, oh, my God, look at us. Why are we letting Sesko go now? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? If Chelsea go and get Sesko ahead of us, I'll be like, say less. Well done. You know what I mean? He might be a good player for you guys. He might not. You know what I mean? And if he is a good player for them, say less. It is what it is. But I know last time we were going for Mudryk, and then Chelsea got Mudryk, and I actually thought Mudryk might be something, man. I actually thought Mudryk could do something, and I think he'd been, if he still, even if he did come to us, seeing what I've seen now, even if he did come to us, I think he might have been able to still do something. I think Arteta would have been able to, coach him a bit better and helped him a bit more to keep his feet on the ground and then just get to work. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just think, even if we don't get Sesko, I'm looking at it as we might be going then to get the Trossard, but the striker version of Trossard. You know, because we got Trossard after the Mudryk deal fell through. I knew straight away. As soon as Mudryk went, yeah, and I was like, hold on a minute, where's this come from? We've just been linked to Trossard, and all of a sudden it's happened within one day. And I knew, because Trossard is a baller, bro. And I wanted this guy for so long at Arsenal. Seen him at Brighton, seen what he does for Brighton. I wanted him, bro. So the fact that we got him, bro, I knew already that was a much better deal. That was the much better deal. Because look what Trossard has done since he's come to the club. consistently progressed and become better and better and better. This season, had amazing seasons, scored Premier League goals, scored Champions League goals, been able to help us progress and get better and better and better. Do you know what I mean? In the times where we needed goals, he was there to score them. So I don't think it's the end of the world if we lose Sesko. I genuinely don't, guys. So I want you guys not to panic, not to get upset and get mad because, oh my god, look at Chelsea, why are they getting players over us? Like, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? That's gonna happen in these transfer windows. People are gonna get players over us. Yeah. Look at Man City. Man City lost Harry Maguire to Manchester United. Who's laughing now? Do you know what I mean? So sometimes not everything needs a reaction. Sometimes you just sit back and you observe and you say, okay, fair enough. My mic sound a bit mad. But I might be connected to the wrong mic. I am connected to the wrong mic. That must be better now. That must sound much better now. Tell me if that sounds much better now. It must sound better now. Are we good? Let me know, guys. But yeah, listen, I think you're this man said 100 times better. There you are. There you are, Connor. There you are. Yeah, I just think for me, I have to come out and say, like, I'm not fully like upset if we go and lose Sesko now and he goes to Man United or goes to a Chelsea. I'm not. I'll just be honest with you guys. So it is where it is. It might happen. This stuff happens in football. Just hopefully we can bounce back and get one of our other targets, which I believe on the list. I believe on the list we've got Sesko. I believe Gyökeres is on that list. Osimhen is on that list. You know what I mean? Obviously for certain people in here like Slims and Abdi, you know what I mean? Osimhen will be your starter, bro. That's the guy you want to go for. You know what I mean? Hato, we're gonna speak about Hato, Slims. We're gonna speak about Hato. Don't worry, man. We're gonna get to Hato because news broke out about him. Do you know what I mean? But we will speak about him. But yeah, listen, I just think for me, it's gonna be an interesting window. It's gonna be an interesting window because you know, we're not a lot of stuff is like coming out. It's all weird stuff that's coming out that we already knew, but nothing new is coming out. Do you know what I mean? Apart from this Sesko one, what else? Do you know what I mean? But anyway, Sesko, that's it on the Sesko thing. Moving on to Hato, actually. I might as well speak about him now. And Hato. Chris Wheatley put out today that the Ajax defender has spoken, Jiro Hato has spoken on his future. He has come out in an interview and said, I think they asked him about his future, and he said, "No, I'll just play for Ajax next season. I haven't finished learning yet, and I want to win prizes with, or I want to win trophies with Ajax." Is what he said. Do you know what I mean? So now he's come out and said, "No, I'll just play for Ajax next season. I haven't finished learning yet, but I want to win trophies with Ajax." Interesting. Is he saying that he doesn't want to move now? Is he saying that he wants to stay with Ajax and he wants to carry on being an Ajax player? It's interesting to see. Now, I think he's a brilliant young talent. I think he's a brilliant project player, and I think he's got the ability to be brilliant. But is he gonna stay now? Is he going to stay at Ajax? Is he gonna stay and say, you know what, I'm taking one more season. I wanna play. Are we gonna sign him and then loan him back? Is that something that could happen? Do you know what I mean? A similar thing to Saliba. That's gonna be the question. So for me, it's very interesting times, man. It's very interesting times because this comes out, and at the moment, I'm like, okay, Hato doesn't want to come yet. This is coming from a credible journalist who's broken many things for Arsenal before. So that's going to be interesting to see. But for me, it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see this kind of stuff because why is he saying that he wants to stay there? I mean, we know that he's been linked to Arsenal, and we know that Hato's also been linked to Manchester United. So why is he saying all of this stuff? Now it's interesting to say. It's interesting to say. I don't know why my mirrored camera just freaking turned. It was on. I don't know why it was on when I started the video. Um, but yeah, it's interesting to see because why is he saying it? Why is he? We know that he's linked to Arsenal. We know he's linked to Manchester United. He's an 18-year-old. So if he comes in now as an 18-year-old, he will be, he'll be a player that we can play in certain games, and he will become a homegrown player for us if we go down the same route that we did with Martinelli, because Martinelli is also a homegrown player. Saliba, I believe, is also a homegrown player. Do you know what I mean? So these players will be homegrown if we bring them in. Hato, interesting things with him, man. I think the kid's brilliant. I think he's got a lot of talent. He's got a lot of potential. Very good defender. He's got good IQ. He's got a good pass. He's very quick. Most of the attributes you want on in a defender. He's not easy to get off the ball. Do you know what I mean? His physicality is there. He might need to bulk up a little bit, but his physicality is there. Um, if I'm Arsenal and he does want to stay at Ajax, I would sign him and loan him back. I would sign him and loan him back. Do like a Saliba type thing. Do you know what I mean? Do like a Saliba type thing because there's no harm. There's no harm in doing that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, listen, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Jorah Hato. But we all know that the price for him, I believe, is around the mark of 20 to 30 million. For him, he is a young talent, but we all know about these Ajax kids, man. They're crazy, man. They can play in multiple different positions. He can play at left back, he can play at centre back, he can play at DM. Do you know what I mean? He can play at right back. So we've seen him cover all of those positions, even with Timber in his team. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see what happens and what route that this guy takes. Do you know what I mean? It's interesting to see what route the Jarrell Hato takes in regards to deciding his future because it's important. Big up FK, by the way. Moving on to another player who I've seen come up on the links, and I want to speak about him quickly because I've not watched a lot of him. I've not watched a lot about him, but I've heard good things about this guy. Do you know what I mean? I've not personally watched him, but I've heard a lot of good things. Now, the next player that I want to speak about is uh Sigankov, I think it is. Tsyhankov is, I think, how you say his name. I think it's Tsyhankov. So a why is it not coming up? There we go. An article came out today from a publisher, journalist, newspaper called Diario AS, which looks to be a Spanish media. They look to cover Girona. They look to cover, you know, a lot of they cover Deportivo and a lot of clubs. Do you know what I mean? They cover a lot of clubs, and this is this Tsyhankov is from Girona. Now the actual article says, um The actual article says Arsenal and Milan, AC Milan, for all the people that are. Well, actually, I don't think anybody that's young and uneducated is AC Milan. When you just say Milan, do you know what I mean? Arsenal and Milan have already approached Girona winger Victor Tsyhankov. Tsyhankov's entourage. Mikel Arteta is in love with the player. Pause. Who has a 30 million euro release clause and believes he could fit perfectly into his Arsenal team. Now, that is interesting. Do you know what I mean? That is interesting because a 30 million euro release clause, that's euros, so that's probably like a 25 million pound. It's probably like a 25 million pound. We got Aaron in the building. We got MDO as well. A 30 million euro release clause is like probably a 25 million pound release clause for us. I'd take that, man. I'll take that because apparently this guy, if we just look at his stats and let's have a look at let's do the old injury check. Come on, man, let's do it. Let's do it. Uh, uh Tsyhankov. Here we go. Tsyhankov. Let's have a look at him. Let's have a look at him. Player profile. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right. So let's have a look at his injury history first. Let's see what his injury history is saying. Can this thing move out the way? What's going on with this? There we go. Sorry, my people. Apologies. A thousand apologies, man. So his injury record is wow. So he's missed a few games this season, or the season that just passed. He's missed a few games. He does look like he's got problems in his hamstring. He's got problems in his calf especially. Where he's had hamstring injuries, he's had calf injuries, he's had knee injury, which is very interesting because he's 26. He's 26, so he's not a young player. Do you know what I mean? Not a young player. Let me just a second. Yeah, this guy might be tapped, but yeah, he's had a few injuries just this year. He's had an hamstring injury. He's had a leg injury. He's had a hamstring muscle injury had him out for 23 days, so he missed 3 games. He had a leg injury which had him out for 29 games, and he missed 29 days, and he missed 5 games. He had a knee injury that kept him out for 2 weeks, and he missed 2 games. And he had a calf problem which kept him out for 12 days, and he missed 2 games for that as well. So in a total, he's missed 11, 12 games in total this season. He has missed. Now let's have a look at his stats for the current season. Let's see where he finished. So in the La Liga, he scored 8 goals and he made 7 assists. So on the GA, he's only got 15 GA overall. Do you know what I mean? And he's played 34 games. So it's not overall that bad. But the only thing for me is if he's from La Liga, by the way. He's from La Liga. Just in case for everybody who's asking. If he's getting all of these injuries in the La Liga, where you get so much space on the ball and stuff, what's going to happen if he comes to Arsenal? And then what's going to happen if he comes to Arsenal? And then he's like tackled by all of these guys, and the physicality of the league. We all know the physicality of the league is mad in the Premier League. Do you know what I'm saying? It's mad. So what is going to happen when he comes here? Like, these are questions that need to be answered. And yeah, listen, I think this guy might not be it. The stats don't even look that good for being in the Serie A, being in a team like Girona where they were playing very well. You know what I mean? They were doing good. I know there's another player. Um, there's another player that they were speaking about called Dovbik, who we can speak about now quickly while we're here. Do you know what I mean? While we're here, there was another player called Dovbik who let's just for the sake of it, let's have a look at his injury record. He's a striker who we could get. His value is apparently 30 million euros, according to this. His injuries this year, he's had one injury in his calf, which he missed one game, and a muscular problem, which he missed. I believe that was 2 games. Yeah, he missed 2 games, so 3 games in total. But I don't think it's the end of the world. Um, do you know what I mean? I think with Dovbik, I think that's something that you can get over. To be honest, it's something that's manageable. But let's have a look at his stats, because apparently his stats are good, man. Apparently he done it quite a lot. So overall, oh my god, his stats are actually kind of fire. So in the La Liga, these are the stats that you want to see. In the La Liga, he scored 24 goals and 8 assists. In the Copa del Rey, he had 2 assists, and in the Champions League, what was that? The Champions League qualification. In the Champions League qualifying, he has 1 goal. Yeah, so obviously it's gonna put him down. So in total, this guy has 35 GA. In total, he has 35 GA. Now, I can't lie, I'm down to sign this Dovbik guy. I'm down to sign this Dovbik guy. I don't mind that. I mean, if we look at his height, let's just have a look at his height. What's his height saying? What is his height saying? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So he's 6'2", which is okay for a striker, to be honest. Um, and to be honest, like, a lot of people have been going on about this guy, this Dovbik guy. Anytime I speak about any striker, everybody is saying to me, "Oh, look at Dovbik. You lot should be going in for Dovbik." Like, I've been hearing a lot of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So, um, if there is a striker that I'm willing to go with that's an unknown, I would rather take him over Sesko. I'd rather take him over Sesko. Do you know what I mean? I understand that Sesko is what we're going for right now, but I wouldn't mind Dovbik. I wouldn't mind him coming in. Do you know what I mean? And it looks like he's got 30 million valuation by obviously transfer market, which, to be honest, transfer market is quite accurate sometimes with these valuations. Excuse me, with these valuations. So I wouldn't mind going for him. But that is what's being said right now in regards to these links. Now Alvarez looks like he wants to leave Chelsea. Chelsea looks like he wants to leave Manchester City and go on to pastures new. He wants a new challenge. He wants to like be the main man. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't want to just be the backup dancer to Haaland, and doesn't want to be playing in midfield and playing on the left wing and all of this mad stuff. He wants to be playing down the middle. He wants to be a striker. You know what I mean? He wants to do what a striker does. What is going to happen with this guy? Well, it's come out today in breaking news that apparently this so-called club that is one of the big six that is in for him is none other than Chelsea Football Club. Now, Chelsea Football Club in for Alvarez. I was hoping that we could be the club that was in for him. I was hoping that we could be the club, because I would like Abdi said earlier in the stream, bro. I'll take him in a heartbeat, bro. I would take this man in a heartbeat. Like, it's so crazy. Like, bro. No. Slims. It's not even a Jesus number two, bro. It's not even a Jesus number two, bro. This guy's actually clinical. Like if given the chances, he can score. He's good at free kicks. Do you know what I mean? He's a very good player, man. I'll take him in a heartbeat, man. It's not even a joke. Um, and yeah, for me, listen, I really like Alvarez, but right now it looks like Chelsea are in for him. I think the rumored price is around 70 to 90 million. Do Chelsea really have the leeway and the funds to just go out and spend all of that, given that they are in trouble right now with the PSR and stuff? Can they do that? It only remains to be seen. It remains to be seen whether they can. Do you know what I mean? But right now, I think every single other club should be on this. The only thing I think that will get in our way is that Manchester City don't want to sell to us no more. We're their direct competitor, so they're not going to sell to us. They're not going to give us their players anymore. After they gave us Jesus and Zinchenko, and they looked at how much it boosted us. Because let's face it, I know Jesus is not clinical, and I know that Zinchenko is useless at defending. Yeah, but when they did originally come into the club, they boosted our level very high. They made us play at very high level. But we've just gotten to an even higher level where we've outgrown them. Do you know what I'm saying? So now we're in a situation where we have to look at it like this. Alvarez coming in now, I think I wonder who City replace Alvarez with. It's going to be interesting as well because imagine if Haaland leaves. Exactly. They're stuck in a position with no striker again. But this is the thing for me. If we get an Alvarez, I really think he could give us 20 to 25, maybe even 30 goals a season. I think he's capable of doing that. If he's given the reins and just said, you know what, be the striker. You'll play all the games up top. Do you know what I mean? You'll be that guy. Do your thing. I think he can really go out there and do a madness, bro. Score a bag of goals because he is clinical. It's just in that City team, bro. Pep wants you doing other things and he doesn't let you be free. I think we need to give him that freedom to just play that striker position how he wants to play it. Try and tap into that Argentina. Try tap into that Argentina Alvarez, bro, the one that won the World Cup. That's what we need to try to do if we were to go in for him. But right now, it's looking like Chelsea might go in for him and get him. Listen, they're money bags right now. Do you know what I mean? So they love to spend money, and they probably will do to get this guy. So it's all going to be interesting to see what happens with this transfer. It's all going to be interesting to see what happens with all of these links um with Julian Alvarez. I know that also according to transfer news live, and according to Gastonado Gastonado or whatever however you say his name. um PSG and Atletico Madrid are also interested. Yeah. So Chelsea are not in there by themselves. They got two massive clubs that are there trying to get him as well. And PSG and Atletico Madrid can both offer Champions League, which Chelsea cannot. So listen, it's going to be an interesting one. I don't know where he's going to go, but he is leaving. It does look like he is leaving. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Now, just to speak about something non-Arsenal related and non-transfer related, to be honest. We're gonna start off with the PSR, yeah, and we're gonna start off with June the 30th. The deadline has been set by the Premier League, yeah. So the Transfer News Live today reported that 6 Premier League clubs face having to sell players before June the 30th to comply with PSR. The end of June has become an unofficial deadline day for Chelsea, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Everton, Nottingham Forest, and Leicester, who are all under pressure to sell. There's 2 clubs in there that I heard their name and I was like, actually 3 clubs. Aston Villa, Newcastle, and Everton. Those are 3 clubs that, you know, they made me think, They're going to be forced to sell. Who can we get from Everton? Onana, Branthwaite. Who can we get from Newcastle? Bruno G, Isaac. Who can we get from Aston Villa? Douglas Luiz. We could go in for Leon Bailey, something like that. Do you know what I mean? We could go for a Pau Torres or a Diego Carlos. We could go in for him. Do you know what I mean? There's so many. There is so many. Douglas Luiz is considered homegrown as well. Kamara as well. Yeah, exactly. Kamara. You know what I mean? What do you mean? How is Douglas Luiz considered homegrown? What is that? Was he at a club before? Uh, in English. Let me see. Is he considered as homegrown? Homegrown. It's interesting. Oh, you just heard it on another channel. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, yeah. Listen, I think we need to be all over these clubs, man. We need to be all over these clubs, trying to get the best deals out of them to try and get. Like, I know it's bad. I know it's bad, but listen, it's competition. Do you know what I mean? And we are in a good place because we were smart with our money, we were smart with our funds, and we wouldn't go over the allocated loss. Do you know what I mean? We didn't lose a lot. Do you know what I mean? I think we lost 90 million or 85 million, and I think it's 100 and 112 or 113 or something like that that you have to lose is the maximum you can lose. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Now they have been irresponsible with their money, and they have gone out and bought players and players and players and not judged and counted down their how much they're losing. Yeah. So I can't lie, we have to go in. We have to go and we have to try and get these players, man. I would be looking at both of these clubs. I'll be looking at them and I'll be trying to get the best players for us. Aston Villa, it's going to be interesting to see who they sell and how they're going to be able to, walk into the Champions League with a depleted squad. If they have to sell any big names, it's going to be interesting. You know what I mean? Um, Nottingham Forest, Leicester, who we know already have like penalties, so they're coming in here. I think they come in on minus 15 points. Leicester, so they're already been charged. They've already been charged with a points deduction for this season. So Leicester are pretty much. I think they might get relegated unless they have a crazy season. I don't see them. I don't see them really going out and staying in the Premier League. If Leicester stay in the Premier League, that's going to be a hell of a feat. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a hell of a feat, man. It's going to be mad. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, man, to see. And Leicester, listen, there's nobody I'll really take from there. The Championship team, I just, I don't really see any value in anybody that's in there. For us anyway, at the level that we're at right now. Um, and I think just the final thing to end off on, um, which we're gonna quickly speak on, is the what is that? Yeah, sorry. So the final thing that we're gonna speak of, um, the final thing we're going to speak about is VAR. VAR. Wolves were actually today. It's gone a bit under the radar, but with all the news with Man City and with all this case and all of that and all of this, Wolves actually had a they set up a meeting with all the other 19 Premier League clubs because they want to get rid of VAR. They don't want VAR in the Premier League anymore. They want it without VAR. Now, for me, it's interesting. Obviously, the outcome of it was VAR is here to stay. The other 19 clubs all said that they are with VAR and they want VAR to stay in the league. And I think, for me, I don't think VAR is the issue. And we're just going to end on this. I don't think VAR is the issue. I think the issue is the people that are using the VAR. I think it's the referees that are using the VAR. These guys have not been trained properly to use it. Do you know what I mean? These referees have not been trained properly to use this. And the referees that haven't been trained properly to use it are training other referees. How can you train other referees when you haven't even been trained properly yourself? How does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to me. So it's an interesting one to see, man. But VAR is here to stay. VAR is with the Premier League, and obviously we're going into next season with VAR. Apparently, they're going to make some minor adjustments to it now. In line for next season when it starts. Also, next season, VAR is not going to be handling the VAR the offsides. I don't think anymore because they're gonna be using the automated system or the semi-automated system that they use in the World Cup and they use in other leagues, where actually they have the overhead cameras that can catch. That can catch where the player is and draw the lines automatically. Do you know what I mean? So exactly like the UCL. So that's going to be very interesting. That's going to be very good to see them using the semi-automated system. That's brilliant. And I don't know why we tried to go on a mad one and then use our own system, like as if the semi-automated system is not better. I don't know why we do that. Like the people that are in charge of this league, yeah, are just so smug sometimes. Like in charge of the refereeing and that. Like Howard Webb is a fucking bozo, bro. The guy is a bozo. Like, why would you? If there's a semi-automated system that can make it easier for offsides to be called, why would you not take it? Why would you make it difficult for the refs for them to have to start drawing lines and doing Pictionary and doing freaking paint and like Microsoft Paint and they're drawing the lines in and then they're like, okay, so is his arm there? Let's draw it from his line. Like, bro, what is this? Bro, it should have been done ages ago, bro. As soon as it was introduced into the World Cup, we should have been like, yeah, sign us up for that, man. We're using that. Do you know what I mean? So, um, I'm happy with us using a new offside system, and it's going to be an interesting season next season, bro, because the offsides are going to be called properly, and there's not going to be none of this bullshit anymore of drawing lines and waiting for the lines to be drawn. It's going to be straight away, bang, done. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, excited to see that. But anyway, that's it for today, guys. That was a good little hour that we just done, or 55 minutes. Listen, make sure you're smashing a like for me, people, man. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Obviously, we need um, we need to get that done. We need to get to 2K subscribers. We're currently at 1.52K. We're 1,523, I believe. I'm just gonna double check that, guys. Oh, 23. So we gained one subscriber in this video. Big up to you, whoever you are, that one subscriber. Big up to you. Massive respect. And to all the other subscribers that subscribe to my channel. We're 1,523 subscribers. Make sure you're smashing a like button. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel. Yeah, make sure you're getting that done for me, my people. I'm gonna send you guys somewhere. I'm gonna send you guys somewhere. Where am I gonna send you guys? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have it right. Let's have it right, man. Big up Johnny Minerals, man. Big up Johnny Minerals, man. Right. Let's have it right. Who are you gonna send this to? All right. So we're gonna send you guys. We're gonna send you guys over to Don. We'll send you guys over to Don. So go over there, smash the like button. Subscribe to his channel as well if you haven't already. Make sure to spam Sard Raid, yeah. Just spam Sard Raid so he knows that I sent you guys, yeah. Just spam Sard Raid, literally. Let me type it in here and just spam it, please. I want him to know that I sent you guys. Make sure to get that done. Spam it right there. Well, I just put right there, man. Spam that. Get that done, people. Yeah, make sure to get that done. I will catch you guys on the next one. Like, I appreciate everybody that's come through. Tomorrow we might be doing a Guna Lounge, possibly. I'll see what the boys are saying. I'll see if they want to get together and do a Guna Lounge. We'll get that done. Or I might see if Ash is available and we might have a quick talk. Me and Ash will have a quick discussion about the about Arsenal. Speaking about the whole Manchester City thing. We might actually get a Man City fan in as well. I'll speak to a few of the Man City boys, see if anybody wants to jump in and have a quick word about the whole Man City situation. But anyway, big ups, people. Good luck on Don's stream. Take care. Spam Sard Raid.